Hello, my Basset Hound friends and my sexy little pie kitties. Mark the Punk Gamer, a.k.a. Markapunk here. And it's another re-rank time again. And this time it's actually Messiah. And I brought back my old friend. And I thought Messiah was done making albums. Apparently, they made a seventh brand new one in their discograph. Um, and my thoughts on the new one. I forgot what the new album's called, but I'll name it in the ranking as I go along. So, this is going to be an interesting re-rank of Messiah. So, last time I ranked this, I wasn't too interested at first. And now, my ranking in 2024 right now is going to be slightly different than my old one. So, be prepared for that. And talk about my thoughts about their new one, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna kick this off at my number 7. And it's still my most hated piece of shit album from Messiah, and it's a piece of Basset Hound shit for a reason. It's still Underground. Yes, that Underground. I hate it the first time, and guess what? I hate it the second time. So, Jesus Christ. Messiah has the worst one in their discograph, I swear. Yeah, I have no words for this one. And I hope I never listen to this again. They changed their genre to be so goddamn fucking bonkers with this one. I have no idea what they're smoking about this one. But overall, my number 7 is definitely my least favorite out of all of them. And yeah, no words. My number 6 is different this time, guys. So I hate to piss you guys off more. My number 6 is actually going to be Extreme Cold Weather this time. This was originally high in my ranking. Oh god, not anymore. It's that disgraceful polar bear cover, so sue me. It is a bit silly. I guess back in the 80s they didn't know how to make a proper album cover, I guess. But originally it was in my top, but not anymore. So there's the only 4 songs. I'm not counting the second disc that came with it with the live tracks and stuff. I'm counting the main songs itself in the first CD version. Extreme Cold Weather, Mother Teresa, great instrumental. Hyperborea, another great instrumental, and lastly Nero. Those are the only few songs I like from this, guys. So, and that's it. It ended up being in my number 6 now. And their early ones. Sometimes they don't just age well. Especially that polar bear cover. Want a Diet Coke now? But not really. And my number 6 is going to be Extreme Cold Weather. Alright, my number 5th pick for this ranking that also changed is Fragment. Yeah, this one. This is the last appearance of the lead singer and who passed away tragically. And then we got this new lead singer, which I will get to, don't worry. Yeah. So this was originally my most favorite in my top 3 or 2. I can't remember. So that changed a bit. I know this is a sad send-off to the lead singer of this album. It's very sad. At least this one's better than Extreme Cold Weather, I can say that. So there's some names of the songs I can't remember. I mean, can't mentioned. Can't pronounce, I mean. Ugh. So I like the first opening instrumental track, is pretty cool. Fragment. I do like track 4, by the way. Singularity, Children of Faith. And lastly, My Flesh, Your Soul. Yeah, 6 songs I like from this in 2024. Yeah, it's a lot changed since my old one. And I originally liked this one, but it just cut down for me. It's still a good album. but it's gonna be in the below average now. But my number 5 is gonna be Fragmon. Sorry. And now my number 4 pick is in the middle of this ranking. Is going to be the new kid on the block called Christus Hypercupus. This is their latest one. They're the new kid on the block for Messiah albums. And my thoughts on this one first. I was afraid about the different lead singer. I was afraid at first, but it turned out to be good, actually. It's not superior or best, but it's just good for a replacement. And I was afraid of it at first when I got into this new one. There is some 7 songs I do like from their latest one. Is first track, Christus Hypercupus, I can't pronounce this right. Once Upon a Time, Nothing. Centipede Bites. Please Do Not Disturb While I'm Dying. Soul Observatory. And lastly, the Venus Barnos 2. It's okay. It made it to my above average of Messiah albums. This is a above average latest one. It could have been better. Believe me, it could have been. But I was afraid at first about the new lead singer about this one. And yeah, it landed in my middle of my ranking. It's still good, but it's not really good in my opinion. And my number 4 is going to be Christus Hypercupus. So there you go. My top 3 sexy hounds. This changed in my top 3 actually. So, as usual, my number 3 bronze medal winner this time is actually going to be their very first full length called Hymn to a Braylon album. Their first full length album. It's at my number 3 now. So, this has some nostalgic for some fans, but the problems with this one doesn't really age well. But it's in my top 3. I can still have a decent, good enough time listening to their very first full length. The production is so raw in this one. It's OG classic though. But if you're in a nostalgia hike, just go back to their very first full length album. If you can enjoy that for some reason. The songs I do like is the opening instrumental, which is Hymn to a Braylon, Anarchist, Space Invaders. Thrashing Madness is a really good instrumental in this one. Future Aggressor, and lastly, Empire of the Damned. Yeah, this is nostalgic for some people, their first one, and if you're in a nostalgic mood, you can go back to their first full length. What can I say? The Messiah albums. A lot of people will put this at almost at the top, or mostly their number 1 favorite. It's mixed up and down with this one. But for me, I'm gonna put it in my number 3. So it is still good, but it's not literally my top favorite. So my number 3 bronze medal winner, I'm gonna give it to Hymn to a Braylon. My number 2 silver medal winner for this one, and this is another one I don't like all tracks. This I think is a damn good one, better than their first full length in my opinion, is going to be Rotten Parish this time. Yeah, this actually changed my mood a little bit more, and it made it to my number 2 silver medal here. Yeah, this has a lot more death metal goodness in this one, and this one I can enjoy. So it's not at my number 1 favorite. This one I can really enjoy. It's damn good. This one is. I like the opening prelude, Act of Fate, for those who will fail. Living with Confidence, Lines of Thought of a Convicted Man, Contrusion, Condemned Cell, and lastly, the last song is track 9. So there you go. This one I can enjoy, but I can have a good time with this one. I don't like all tracks in this one. There's a few songs. There's 7 songs I do like from this. This one I can get into a little bit more. And it was somewhere around the middle of this, my older ranking I had with this one. And this one I can enjoy. Some death metal goodness from this one, Rotten Parish. So my number 6 in my winner, I'm gonna give it to Rotten Parish. And now, my best hound friends and my sexy little pie cuties, this might be the most obvious number 1, and yes, it's still the same. It's Choir of Horrors. Come on now. I still love the shit out of the 7 Messiah albums. It's definitely Choir of Horrors. And there's a reason. This is one of the best early death metal goodness. So take that, Cadaver. This has a way better death metal shit in this one. 10 times better. This is how you do death metal in the early 90s, is this album. Definitely. It's like similar to Belial's Never Again, so compared to it. So, hell yeah. So take that, Cadaver, once again. This is one of the best early 90s death metal, in my opinion. It's definitely Choir of Horrors. I like all 8 tracks. All of them are the shit. The best one. Choir of Horrors. Akasha Chronicle. Weeping Willow. Lycanthropus Erectus. I can't pronounce track 5. I do like track 5. And Cascio Criminals. Northern Command is a great instrumental from this one. And lastly, Weena. Yes, this is still my favorite Messiah album out of the 7. I love the early 90s death metal of this one. It's a lot cleaner and not raw or anything like Cadaver did with their first full length. It's not raw as hell, it really isn't. I think this is the best one, guys. Shoot me all you want, this is the best one. And compared to what I said about this one. And that's all I'm gonna say. And I recommend this one if you're a death metal fan. And if you want to listen to the best Messiah album, go to Choir of Horrors. Trust me, you'll enjoy this one the same way I did. And I like this album twice in this re-ranking. And that's crazy that sounds. It is. I'm not exaggerating at all. And there you go. The re-ranking of Messiah is done. And please do not make an 8th one. Please don't. If they do, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to end this here. So, oh yeah, there's another re-rank which grinds my gears right now. I'm re-ranking Judas Priest right now. So they just released their 19th new one. And expect to see that re-ranking next. It's going to be a long-ass one that I edit. Shit. And now I'll go ahead and end this video here before I go insane. Subscribe to me if you haven't. Click the bell to get notified on all of my notifications on all my videos. Also, and share and like this re-ranking of the Messiah studio albums worst to best in 2024. And I will put the description of the Metal Archives about this band as well, as per usual. And I will see you, my best home friends and my sexy vampire cuties, on my re-ranking of Judas Priest. Oh, God help me. Seizure? Later.